So let's go on and let's get in there. Are you ready? Yes, I am. Okay, what town did I leave off in? Was it Portsmouth? No. Algery? No, where was I? Dusk! Oh, right. Now I remember. So, we found, yeah, I totally found a dungeon that we need to grind in order to be able to do it, but other than that, there's like an illusion maze in Dusk, and that is what I want to work on now. Alright, the illusion maze is awesome for grinding. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my party formed. So the paladin, the knight, the cleric, then the robber, and the archer, and the mage. There we go. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get my manual up. Well, not the manual, the clue book. There we go. So I got the Town of Dusk. I've got it up in my clue book. Nice. Yeah, you know, there's a lot of, there was another tabletop game too that I bought. Like, I also bought, so I'm not as excited about this. Like, I'm, like, man, you don't know how excited I am to get my hands on the Stargate SG-1 tabletop. But, so, I found another tabletop, like, just while I was searching for this, and I bought it as well, because it was really cheap, and I was like, why not? I bought the Farscape tabletop role-playing game as well, because I'm huge on Farscape. Now, if only there was a Lex tabletop game, then it would be made. Yeah, Drumstick, he hears tabletop and it instantly perks up. Which I'm still working on. How I'm gonna do it next time with you, Drumstick, is, like, I'm not gonna put you right into another story, rather, I'm gonna give you free reign to explore, and I'm fleshing out some things. Because there's the aftermath of you, you know, causing a fire at your place of work and, you know, getting fired. There, and then, oh yeah, right, the demon that you unleashed. The demon born of greed and fire. Yeah, there's also that to deal with. So, yeah, I'm just fleshing some things out for your story. Okay, here we are, the illusion maze. Yeah, man, like a Lex tabletop, that would be so much fun, actually. I think, you know, I think a Lex tabletop game, I think that would be a whole lot of fun, right? Like, each person plays one of the crew. It's only 3 people, you know? But, or I guess 792 if you count him. But, yeah, like, oh my god, that'd be awesome. Just people would be dying all the time. It'd be great. Okay, let's go in the illusion maze. So, first thing I need to do is I need to have Burn cast 3 and 4, which is the long-lasting light spell. Alright, long-lasting light when you need it. And let's have Lambda cast Leatherskin. So now, we're just gonna wander around the illusion maze and get into fights. That's what we're gonna do. And maybe, hopefully, we'll get some, you know, maybe we'll get some loot out of it as well. Maybe we'll get some nice, sweet loot. Who knows? But while I'm just meandering and grinding... Oh! Wolverine and centaurs. Yeah, well, here's what I'm gonna do, Drumstick. Like, the next time you play, I'm gonna have the story, like, it's gonna pick up, like, maybe a few days, like, just, like, maybe 2 or 3 days after you ended your story last time. So you're gonna be dealing with the aftermath of, you know, of what happened. And your $400 that you pilfered, that's basically gonna be all you have to your name, unless you do something about that. And also, I've fleshed out the demon already that is now going to be a prominent feature in the story. Not right away, but it's going to be working itself in there. And the way demons work in World of Darkness, like the way demons work is, like the book is fascinating for it, but like the way that it works is like demons, they just kind of latch onto a vice. Like demons are all about vice, and they latch onto a vice and they roll with it. Like they don't have any kind of form or name inherently, but people give them a form and name. So since you were all about greed and you burned the motherfucker to the ground, the demon is going to be all about greed and fire. Like that's going to be its thing. So expect for the town to get very violent and very greedy soon. Alright, let's cast... Let's go ahead and do Blessing, so we can hit our targets. Let's try to kill those centaurs. Now, centaurs, they can... I believe they have a sleep spell. I think. I don't know. I might be thinking of another monster. Oh, look at that! They get another turn. I think we're okay, so let's cast Lightning Bolt. I love that Lightning Bolt spell. It hits 3 targets in a row. And it does good damage too, which is very nice. Alright, let's have Burn cast. Let's go with Fire. Not the best damage. They've got a lot of hit points. Alright, let's Lightning Bolt again. Okay, there's only 2 centaurs left. This'll be easy. Oh, look at that! Look at that shit! They casted Sleep. I knew they'd do it at some point. So yeah, the centaurs, they love to chain cast Sleep. They just love to do that shit. Alright, well, 2 characters are okay, our characters are waking up now. That's good. Let's cast Heal Spell on the Paladin. Let's see if we can get some kills here. Alright, wait, hold on. Let's heal Albert. Hoping there's gonna be something good after this fight. Something good that won't explode in my face. Okay. 275 EXP. Not that great, but you can do worse. So, how about loot? An iron box. A nice, big, plump treasure chest. I'll just be cracking that open now. Well, first off, let's have the mage detect traps. Okay. And now let's have Albert try to crack it open. 8 gold each and 29 gems. Which reminds me, Lambda. Lambda has 69 gems, so... Okay, we're doing good. Doing great. Also, there's another town that's really good for gems. Algary. Algary is a really good town for gems. And we gotta recast all of our spells now because we rested. All the innuendo. All of it. Man, you know, it's like when I get to the nerd talk, it's I really want to go back and watch Lex again. I want to really like go back and rewatch season 2 and 3 especially. Like I have to say, season 3 was kind of my favorite season out of all of them. I like season 2 a lot. But thing about season 2 is it's lots of one-off episodes, you know, like just random planet of the day kind of story. Whereas season 3 had a much tighter narrative, and I liked it. And then, you know, then you have season 4, and honestly, I like to just sort of pretend season 4 doesn't exist. I mean, it has its moments, alright? Like, I mean, okay, look, it is funny, you know, it was hilarious. You know, the alien probes that look like carrots and they shove themselves up people's asses. Yes, that was hilarious, I will admit. But that season, it didn't need to exist. There was a lot of terrible in it. And yeah, I like a lot of people don't like Monster of the Week. That's the thing. A lot of people don't like the Monster of the Week formula for shows. I like it. I really do. At the same time, I also like tight narratives as well. Um, I think both can work, and I think maybe a show that like alternates, like, I guess what I like about Lex is that, you know, season 1 was a pretty straight narrative, season 2 was Monster of the Week, season 3 was a tight narrative, season 4 was kind of Monster of the Week, kind of, with an overarching narrative. So, you know, a show that mixes it up, I think that works out pretty well. But, you know, you don't see that many Monster of the Week type of shows anymore. You really don't. I mean, I'm trying to think, like, what was the last Monster of the Week kind of TV show that you can think of? Like, you know, genre, sci-fi, horror, whatever, you know. What's the last one you can think of? And I'm having a hard time thinking about one, like, off the top of my head. Alright, let's Lightning Bolt on the Fire Beetle. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. You know, keep things mixed up, because like I like a tight narrative, but see, here's the problem with shows that, like, yeah, early Supernatural. That's you know what? That is a really good example. And then Supernatural kind of changed to be more narrative, but early Supernatural, I loved that shit. And Angel as well. Also, let me put something out there. Let me put it out there. I liked Angel better than Buffy. I like them both. I think they're both awesome, but I liked Angel a little bit more. And maybe it's just because, you know, even back then, it's like I have a hard time relating to a bunch of punk teenage kids, you know, whereas Angel, it felt a little more grown up, you know? Let's see, let's have Burn do fire on the giant spider. Alright, got a kill. See, this game is awesome for just bantering, because I'm grinding, alright? Might and Magic is a game of grinding. You are going to be grinding a lot. And, you know, there's nothing unique you can really say about that, so it's a great time to banter. It's a great time to just chat it up while playing, which is fun. It's really fun to talk and try to focus at the same time. Alright, let's do Lightning Bolt again. Oh yeah, Fringe, first season of Fringe. Well, yeah, I guess I like the detective angle to that. I don't know, it's like I said, I think both, you know, Angel and Buffy, I think they were both pretty awesome. But I just kind of liked Angel a little bit more. I just liked the stories in that a bit more. Until that one season, like the season before the last season. You know the one. That one was kinda meh. But then the last season was pretty good. Alright, let's do fire again. Man, the last time I ran into trolls in this game, like, they just, goddamn, they just completely steamrolled my party. Trolls, ogres, giants, they all just steamroll. They just run right over you. And they regenerate too, and it's just so hard to even do any damage to them. Okay, let's do fire again. I just gotta kill that last spider. 233 points. So there's good EXP to be had here. There is good XP to be had. And good loot, too. Oh, boiling oil trap. But we got 23 gems. Nice. Also, Burn just got blinded. I guess the boiling hot oil, I guess it was, since they're the only one that seems overly damaged, I guess basically there was just boiling oil just shot out of the treasure chest, and just right in Burn's face, just, right in the eyes. So let's rest. Okay, no encounters. It's lasting light again. And leather skin. There we go. And let's wander around and try to get punched in the face some more by these monsters. Oh, we got some new enemies. We got a Minotaur and Celestial Stag. God damn. They just went straight for Albert. Just tore him up. Oh yeah, I totally forgot about the comics. I can't say I've ever read any of them. I've been curious. I've been very curious to read the comics, but I just, I don't know. I have to say, I haven't, like, I appreciate comics, and I do own some comics, okay? But I'm not that huge on comic books. I mean, I do own some, and I do read them every now and then, but, yeah, I wasn't too sure on the comic series. Didn't know if it would be what I wanted, I guess. Oh man, I didn't even know. I did not even know there was a Firefly comic. I would be kind of interested in that, actually. I think that series would translate real well to a comic. And I want some... Man, that's one of those shows that I think everyone wanted more, you know? And hey, Red Bear. Alright, let's see. I gotta get Albert back up. So let's go ahead and heal him. Oh, look at that. My weapon has no effect on the Minotaur. Oh, and they regenerate too. That's nice. That thing needs to die. It needs to die like right now. Okay, one stag down. Meryl is gonna go down soon. So let's go ahead and heal them. Yeah, I think pretty much the same thing there, Tinfoil. Like as a kid, I didn't really have any interest in it. I mean, I just didn't. Yeah, it wasn't like I hated them. It's just I was indifferent. You know, I was a video game. I was all about the video games. So I think that's the thing. I was all about the video games until later in life, and then then I got into tabletop and then comics a little bit. Oh, Lambda goes down. Oh, we lost Lambda. I really want to kill that Minotaur. Ah, no effect. I forgot about that. Wait, does he have a magic weapon? Does Albert have a magic weapon? He does. Didn't do anything. Let's go for it. And a miss. Oh god, Meryl's down. Yeah, oh yeah, there is that movie. There is the movie Serenity. I watched that. I don't know, like I don't want to say I hated it because I didn't. But I guess maybe it's just it wasn't what I wanted. That's the thing. A lot of the times you'll hear me say the phrase "it wasn't what I wanted," you know, and that's kind of code for I didn't hate it, but I didn't really like it all that much either. It's just maybe I expected something and I didn't get it, you know? And I find that's a more constructive thing to say than just, it was bad, you know, it was shit. No, it wasn't what I wanted. Now let's try to get Meryl back up, because they do have a magic bow. Alright, so the Paladin can't hurt the Minotaur, but he can hurt the stags. Man, that Minotaur has a lot of hit points. It needs to die, like now. Okay, we got it. Minotaur down. Yeah, that's the thing. It is too late. That's the thing. A lot of shows, and it's just there's a certain cutoff point where it's like, look, it's not gonna happen. You're never gonna get it. You're never gonna get what you want. Although, another aside, there is also a Firefly tabletop role-playing game. I didn't get that, but I wanted to. Yeah, I'm all about good fiction. I like good fiction. I like world building. I think that's one of the issues with a lot of modern sci-fi. A big issue is they don't really do a lot of world building. And when I say that, what I mean is that, like, the world makes sense beyond just the scope of the story, as in, it feels like this world could exist. Like, it has some sort of rhyme and reason to it, and things kind of fit together. Which, like, I guess in modern, like in modern sci-fi horror or whatever that I've watched, like, yeah, I think back to like the early seasons of Supernatural, where like they really, the early seasons of Supernatural, it really felt like, well, if you've ever seen or played the tabletop game Hunter the Vigil or Hunter the Reckoning, it's basically that. Like, even down to things like getting it, the idea that, okay, like if rock salt is, anti-ghost, well, okay, like you create a circle of it and keeps ghosts in, or you put rock salt into a shotgun, well, that would disrupt ghosts. It's like that's actually a mechanic in Hunter. Which I was really surprised when I saw that in the book, because I was like, wait, did Supernatural rip that off? I was like, huh. But yeah, I like good world building in general. I think most Joss Whedon shows too, they're pretty good at that. Like, they're pretty good at establishing like what things are and how they work. Not too much, but like just enough. Let's do electric arrow. Not enough damage. Fire. Not enough damage. Something's got to kill the celestial stag. Something has to do it in. Alright. 525 experience points. That's the good stuff right there. How about the loot? A gold box. I wonder what D&D games are inside. So, this is like the second gold box I've found in the entire game. So I'm pretty happy about that. Oh, it's trapped. Oh, it is fucking trapped. So let's have Albert try to open it carefully. Please don't disappoint me. You disappointed me. Poisonous arrows. Oh my god! Oh my fuck! I just got taken out by a trap. I've actually never had that happen before. I've never had the entire party killed off by a trap before. I've never had that happen. I didn't even know that was a thing. I thought there'd like always be at least one guy alive. No, you can fucking die over a trap. Well then, I just lost all that progress. Okay, well let's reform the party. Oh man, I've never had a party wipe caused by opening a treasure chest before. That was pretty awesome. Okay, let's go back to the treasure chests, treasure chests, the most dangerous of enemies in the game. Which I also wonder, I don't know if it would be a thing in this, but like maybe it's more of a Final Fantasy thing, but like mimics. I wonder if there's mimics in this game. I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if there are. But that is more of like a Final Fantasy type of thing. Although, there's mimics in D&D now, too. But that might be like, cause and effect. I think we might be a little too early for mimics here. Alright, let's go ahead and light. And leather skin. Okay, let's try that again. Man, I love a game that has mimics. I really do. I love mimics in games. I mean, it really plays on, the player. The player loves them that treasure, don't they? But the treasure, even the treasure might be a trap. Ooh, ghouls. Alright, I think we might be in an anti-magic area. Let me check. Yeah, magic doesn't work here. We're in a no magic field. That'll be fun. So we can't heal or anything like that. So yeah, no healing, no buffing, no magic damage. We gotta do this, and we gotta do it right. But being a murder hobo, it's so much fun. Oh wait, that reminds me about something else too. Yeah, that's the one chest. It's the one chest you can't pick. All right, let's I guess just attack. That's all I can really do. But yeah, the murder hobo thing, that reminds me there's another tabletop game which I've had my eye on for a while. It's called Dead Teenager RPG, and it's basically like a table. It's a very simplified tabletop game, and it's made to create the atmosphere of like a 90s, early 2000s teen slasher movie. That's another game I gotta get my hands on one of these days. Even the cleric, like, that's the thing, even the cleric can't cast spells in the anti-magic zone. So we're dealing, this is a version of D&D here where it's like, you know, cleric magic is still magic. It's still arcane magic, I guess. We haven't made that distinction yet. Ooh, nice. The mage got a kill, and then the mage got punched to death. That's nice. Yeah, Scream the RPG. It would be great. Like, there's so many fun tabletop games. There's so many that I would love to play. Like, I mean, here's the thing. Most of the tabletop games I own, I know for a fact that I'm never gonna get to actually play them. Like when are you ever gonna have someone over that's like, you know, you bust out the this big ass book. It's like, hey, let's play the Stargate SG-1 tabletop role playing game. Like that's a great way to have someone just kind of like turn around and leave. You know. Like, even people who are tabletop enthusiasts, I don't know, they just never want to play, like, the off-brand games, you know? They just want that D&D. It's really hard to get people into the really, like, overly specialized tabletop games. But there's so many fun ones. Which, you know, speaking of Monster of the Week, there's even a tabletop game called Monster of the Week, all about Monster of the Week style, you know, horror, sci-fi. Alright, iron chest. Wait, hold on. Let's have Burn heal Lambda. Oh, magic doesn't work here. Well, see, this is a bit of a predicament, because if I open that chest and it's a trap, Lambda's gonna die. They're just gonna die. So, let's go back. Let's rest. And let's recast all of our spells. And, yeah, get that leather skin back on. Alright. Oh, encounter wild boars and hippogriffs. I'm all in. Okay, I think... I'm not too sure how tough the wild boars will be. Alright, let's go ahead and have... No, let's have Lambda cast Lightning Bolt. I want to kill those wild boars off. Okay, the hippogriffs, those deal damage. They deal a lot of damage. Like, a lot of damage. So the wild boars, I guess I don't have to really worry about them as much. Oh god, they're getting another turn. The enemies, they get so many turns. Let's start killing the hippogriffs. I think that's a good idea. Let's go for the hippogriff. Alright, we got some kills, that's nice. Albert is really low, but yeah, let's go ahead and heal Albert. Oh, got 22 points of damage. The hippogriffs. Yeah, they need to die. Now. Let's electric arrow the wild boar. I was hoping that would kill it. I was wrong. I was very wrong. Okay, and let's go for the kill. Oh, look at that! They just managed to take Albert down before they died. 300 points of EXP though. That's real nice. Let's go ahead and cast a heal spell on Albert. All right. And what's in the box? Let's detect traps. Yes. And let's have Albert try to remove them. 52 gold each. That's a pretty good share. Yeah, man, the enemies in this game... The thing is, like, the enemies in this game, it feels like sometimes they're so easy to kill, right? And then other times, they just deal so much damage. It's insane. Yeah, the thing about tabletop is, like, it's just... You know, like, I could never get anyone to play any of them physically. It was so hard. And, you know, now, like, as a grown-ass man, it's like, there's... You know, once you're out of school and college, it's like, there's just, you know, how do you... You know, there's no way to connect, right? And even then, it's like, look, I don't want to invite people, you know, I don't want strangers in my house, right? So, like, you're kind of fucked. And that's where I find online, I'm really glad that there's so many online tabletop programs these days, so you can roll some virtual dice. It kind of, you know, it kind of, at least it lets me have a chance to play some of those off-brand games, because there's always at least one crazy motherfucker that wants to play something stupid, you know? At least one. Alright, let's go ahead and do the lasting light. And some leather skin. And yeah, tinfoil, like, I have an account on Roll20. I was gonna use Roll20 to run a campaign of The Void. Like, I really pushed The Void real hard for a long time, but I could never get anyone interested in it, not enough to actually play. Oh god, druids and harpies. But I use Fantasy Grounds for World of Darkness, I use Fantasy Grounds. I don't know, I just like that application a lot. And I have an Ultimate license, so people can, you know, they don't have to buy anything in order to play on it with me. Let's see how effective a lightning bolt is. See, I live in a great area for this sort of thing. Like, they're actually, if I bothered to, I mean, there's so many college campuses around nearby, but there's so many, there's also a lot of places. Like, I live in basically, this is kind of a tourist area, kind of. And there's lots of activity going on around town. But I don't live in town. That's the thing. I don't live in town. I live out, you know, I live way out of town. So it's not so much traffic around here. Oh, the sleep spells. We're gonna die. We're gonna die because of sleep, aren't we? We're gonna be put to sleep and we're gonna die. Man, I wasted so much of my time, like back in high school, and even in college, I spent so much of my days, like, playing Magic the Gathering. And here's the thing, right? Like, I really wasn't a collectible, you know, trading card game nerd. I really wasn't. The only reason I got into, like, initially, the only reason I got into Magic the Gathering was because my girlfriend at the time was really big into Magic the Gathering, like, tournament level into it. And I guess she got me into it. And then I was like, oh, hey, this is pretty fun. I'll play it. But man, so many, I just remember, like, goddamn all the cheap, unfair, broken-ass cards that she had. No mercy either. Like, even when I was, like, learning how to play the game, no mercy whatsoever. Alright, gotta kill that druid. I want to get the druid. I really want to get that druid. I'm going for it. Oh, it didn't die. Come on. Just kill it. Stop missing. Okay. Druid down. Druid down. Let's cast Awaken. Well, here's what I liked about Magic the Gathering. Okay, like at the time, I was really big into real-time strategy games, you know? StarCraft, Warcraft, and all that. And what I liked about Magic the Gathering was, well, I don't know, like in a certain sense, it's very, you can see some elements of RTS in there. Like, you know, I mean, your mana is land, right? So it's like you've got all this land that you're using, you're claiming up land, and even then some of the cards were like actual, like, you know, fortresses, strongholds, factories. So yeah, there were certain elements of that I liked, and then, you know, pitting your army of cards against the other person's army of cards, and the constant back and forth and war of attrition that you would get into sometime. I liked that. I liked that a lot. And then someone would just have a really cheap deck with like all invulnerable. There were so many really bad combinations where like someone could have all of their cards would be invulnerable, and the card that makes their cards invulnerable, that would also be invulnerable, so it's like you just couldn't do anything, you know? Yeah, it's just kind of like, you know, at the time, it's where I was associating it with that, you know? Alright, let's see if there's any, an iron box. Alright, let's go ahead and have Albert try to open it. 13. Ooh, a Flamberg +1 and a lantern. Okay, a Flamberg +1. So is that better or worse than what I've got? Hey, there's a Flamberg. Oh god, look at this. Look at all these items I have. I need to make room. I need to do some selling. Yeah, that's the thing. Like Magic the Gathering, there's like when I got into it, it was around what, like maybe 2003, 2004, somewhere around there. It was like Maraudon, Maraudon and Darksteel, all that, and 8th edition. I actually liked Maraudon. I actually liked it. I know a lot of people don't, but I really liked the theme of that game. But it was Darksteel. Darksteel was the set that had all of those. Yeah, it was the one that had all of those really terrible invulnerable cards. So let me see. I'm looking up. So what I'm doing right now, I'm looking up the Flamberg +1. I have to look up, like, whenever I find a new item, I need to look it up, and I need to find, like, what does it do? How good is it? Is it better or worse than what I have right now? There's only one way to know, and that's to look it up in the book. So just give me a second here. Okay, Flamberg +1. Oh, that is nice. That is real nice. It does 14/1, which is pretty awesome. So give me a second here. I'm gonna drop some items. I'm going to discard. I'm gonna discard the short bow, and I'm gonna trade. Okay, I'm gonna trade the Flamberg +1. Yeah, wait, hold on. Trade. Okay, I'm gonna trade with Paladin. I'm gonna trade Flamberg +1. Okay. So now I have to get rid of something else because I don't have enough room. Let's get rid of the small shield. Okay, so let's remove the Great Hammer, and let's equip the Flamberg +1. There we go. So the Paladin has a magic weapon now. That's nice. Let's rest. Okay, let's hold on a second here. I'm thinking what I want to do. I have to recast my light spell, and just to make sure we get out of here alive, casting Leather Skin. Okay. There we go. We're in the inn. We've rested up. I just like to make sure I do that. And also, I love it. I just kind of looked up in the chat, and it's like, I love it how there's, people are like, less talking, more game. It's like, well, it's like, I could just play the game, but I mean, there's walkthroughs, right? Like, there's walkthroughs, there's videos on YouTube just of just a silent playthrough of the game. It's not really what Twitch is about. All right, so I've saved. We're good on that. Oh, the pacifism. Oh man, I remember all the 1/1 tokens. Like all of the 1/1 tokens. Again, in Mirrodin and Darksteel, they had a lot of like 1/1 token generating machines. God damn. Just goddamn. But I think one of my favorite kinds of decks to play, like once I really got into the game, I really liked counter decks. Mostly just to piss people off. Like, so here's what we do. So like what we would do back when I was in like high school and college, what we would do is, because we'd have a lot of us that would want to play, right? We'd have like, like 5 people that want to play. So what we do is we would do group games. Like we would just have like, all 5 of us would just sit around a table and we'd do like one, like it was like a big skirmish, right? So like all 5 of us playing at the same time with each other, and like we'd make temporary alliances and then backstab each other and gang up on one guy, and then it was a mess, but it was awesome and it was fun. All right, we got a whole bunch of items to sell, so let me go ahead and start selling. Yeah, everyone hates blue decks, but that's what I liked, and so here's the thing. Like again, my like the girlfriend at the time that was just all about the tournament level cheap decks, and like the decks were just so annoying, right? So like I knew I wasn't gonna win. That's the thing. I knew I wasn't gonna win. Like anytime I had to play against her, I knew I wasn't gonna win. So what I'd do is I'd just bust out the counter deck, which that deck was literally nothing but counters. Like it had almost no way to win, but it was just nothing but counters, right? So I would just be countering everything and wasting time, and it was like, it just pissed her off so much, but I loved it. It was my little victory, my one victory there. Alright, let's see. I don't think I need the lantern. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. I'm gonna keep that scroll of fire and the rope and hooks and the lantern. Gonna keep some items. Oh, I love this. I could sell the ruby whistle. No. That would completely, that'd fuck me. That would completely fuck me. Sell the Wolfsbane, the torch, Flamberg, silver shield, not the ruby whistle. I'm gonna keep those magic herbs. Well, I don't have, nah, let's not keep the magic herbs. Let's sell those. But the ruby whistle, I'm definitely keeping that. Yeah, the troll deck. And I liked, I will say I did like, I pretty much played with like every kind of deck. I like to mix it up. I had a really good white deck, or not white, it was a white and black deck. So I had like a white and black deck, and it was basically like an angel, it was like an angel demon deck. It was mostly just for thematic purposes, but it was actually pretty good. It actually, that deck actually worked out pretty well, I have to say. Alright, let's see. I'm gonna keep I think I'm gonna sell everything on this character. I have so much junk. I have so many junk items that I've just been sitting on. Alright. I think that's everything. I think that's... Oh, no, there's more. There's more. The chainmail. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. So, the small shield +2. Let me check. Let me see what the small shield +2 does. Let's see, I gotta look up the shields. Where is it? Small shield? There we go, small shield +2. So it's 0-3 as far as AC is concerned. So let me take a look and see if I have anything better than that. Who even uses a shield? The cleric. Cleric has a large +1, which is 3. A large shield +1. That's 3 protection. Albert has a large shield +1, which is also 3 protection. So, yeah, that small shield +2. I don't need it. I actually don't need that. So I'm gonna go ahead and sell it. Yep, the nerdery. It is in fact contagious, I will admit. So let's go ahead and have Merrill. Let's have them sell off the small shield. I don't need it. Man, it makes me want to bust out my magic cards and look them over again. I really got into that. Oh my god! Oh my god! Locust plagues, hags, and shadow beasts. Like, I took one step out of the shop and bam! In my face. I really hope I don't die here because I'd hate to have to do all that selling over again. Let's do it. Let's dance. Okay. Oh, these things hit multiple times. Not for much damage, but they hit multiples. Let's kill those locust plagues. And yeah, the angel, like, I had a pure angel deck, and then I had like a black-white angel deck, which was, you know, like, angels and fallen angels. It was a fun thematic deck, but it worked pretty well too. And also, as far as angel cards are concerned, there's actually a lot of good angel cards in the game. Alright, let's see. Let's do... Ooh, this is a really good opportunity to do a nice rolling fireball. Yeah, let's do a rolling fireball. 5 targets. Yeah, that fireball hits 5 targets for good damage. Feels good. Do we want to heal? We don't really have to. I want to do a fire spell on the Locust Plague. There we go. Yeah, I had, like, there was one friend of mine, they really liked, the mirrors, I think they were called. Like, just MYR, mirror. And, they were one of those things where there was all kinds of them, and there was, like, what was that card? What was the card that worked with the mirrors, like, Memnarch? And, yeah, he, like, basically had just, like, you know, factory-style pumping out mirrors, and then making them indestructible and doing all kinds of other shit, and it was so annoying. Alright, let's see. Let's, yeah, I want to kill that Locust Plague. I want the Locust Plagues to go down. Oh, we get another chance here, so let's do a Lightning Bolt, and, A through C. I love these spells that hit multiple targets. They're awesome. Okay, so the Shadow Beasts, they're not so bad. Yeah, we don't even need healing, so let's go ahead and do some fire. Let's do some damage. Yeah, you know, I think there is value to be had in, like, theme decks. That's the way to call them, theme decks. You know, decks that have a theme, and maybe it's just, like, you know, something that you just think is really cool, right? It might not be the most effective, or, like, you know, the most, practical, but it has a theme, and it's fun, you know? Like, a deck that's fun to play. Like, for me, I think, you know, my angel deck, and then also my counter deck, my blue counter deck, that was also a deck which, like, I knew it would almost never win. Like, that deck almost never had a chance of winning anything. But it was just so much fun to bust it out. Because it would piss people off so much every time I'd use it. Like, they would literally see me bust out the blue deck, and they're like, no, just no, dude, put it away. Alright, let's just kill that Shadow Beast. Come on, Electric Arrow! There we go. 300 points of EXP. And man, we're right in the middle of town, too. Iron chest. Let's go ahead and find all the traps. Okay, let's have Albert open it up. Ooh, Death Ray. A blinding light sears through the party. 0 gold and 6 gems. And half the party is blinded. Oh man, I totally forgot. I totally forgot about the slithers. I totally fucking forgot about them. Elf decks. Yeah, elf decks are just fun. Those were just fun. I think, but I think out of all the decks, like, green. Green is probably the color that I played the least. I don't know, I just didn't like the green cards as much. Oh god, look at this. Look at how much EXP that I need in order to level up. Okay, like 13,500. That's the least. Then some of the characters need 30,000 to level up. Just good goddamn. Let's go into the inn. Alright, let's go to the bar. Let's hit the bar. I guess we will have a drink. Good stuff. Let's tip the bartender. Thanks a lot, okay. Let's listen for rumors. A dragon's breath is only as strong as it... I didn't get to... it went by too fast. The cycles must be too high or something, but, I don't know, it went by way too fast. Or maybe I accidentally hit a button too hard, I don't know. Oh no, not the mayo jar. Alright, let's go back into the illusion maze. We're gonna be spending a bit of time in here. But hey, look, this is Might and Magic, alright? This is not an RPG. This is a fantasy roleplay simulator, okay? So we're simulating, you know, an epic adventure, a journey, a timeless journey that is gonna take a real long fucking time. Okay, so we're back here to the ghouls that you have to... Yeah, you have to do this with no magic. Alright, let's fight without magic. We can do it. Ooh, let me check that link in my other window, or my other computer. While I'm fighting, that is. Gotta keep on that. I do like the art on that one. I really do. That's the thing. I actually like the art of the Magic cards. Like, you know, even more than the game itself. I like the art on the cards. And there's some really good art. That's also, like, you know, I have to say, when it comes to, like, me and the RPG books, it's like, I appreciate the art in most of them more than the game sometimes, even. Well, the other computer, no, the other computer is not like, it's not a good computer. The other computer is my old computer that I was using before this one. Like, and when I say before, I mean like this was like, this thing is pushing, it's pushing up there in the years. It's running on like Windows, what is it? It's not XP. Vista maybe? I don't know. But, you know, that old. And I just sort of use it to keep track of things like, I just use it to keep track of some things, that I don't necessarily want running on my main computer while I'm streaming. And also, it's a nice little safety net too. Like, you know, if somebody wants me to check a link, I can check it on the other computer, and it's just an old shit box. I don't care how many viruses that thing gets. I mean, it's probably got like 5,000 viruses, but it's not on, you know, it's not connected in any way to any of the other computers. So, you know, like, it's fine. Yeah, that's the thing. That's how you look at it. It's not obsolete if I still use it. And look, I still have a purpose for it, alright? It still has a usefulness to me. Not much of a usefulness, but a little bit. Alright, 200 EXP, and no one died. Awesome. So how about that loot? An iron box. Let's have Lambda detect traps. Okay, it's magic and trap. Alright, let's see. Let's do that. Oh, look, arrows! An onslaught of poisonous arrows. But there was 43 gold each and 20 gems. So let's turn around. Let's rest. Okay, 2 characters are poisoned. The paladin and the cleric, which is unfortunate. I don't know, like, see, here's how I do it, is I keep my main computer clean. I'm very safe with it. And then the other computer, like, if you want to do something stupid, if you want to look up something stupid, I just use the other computer because it's old and, who cares how many viruses it gets? I can reset it I can factory reset it as many times as I need to. Ooh, gargoyles and shadow beasts. I'm not too worried about the shadow beasts, but the gargoyles, those hurt. Those hurt a lot. Although really, I'm just trying to get back to town. Well, I'll maybe check it out. Yeah, just take a trip to the darknet, to the evil side. It's like, what do you mean I can't buy human beings anymore? Alright. Let's, go ahead and, do I want to play the offensive, or do I want to heal? Is anyone overly injured? Not really. Burn is kind of injured. So, maybe do a light healing spell. Man, I used to build computers from scratch, but I just well, 2 things. One, it's just a hassle. I don't know. I'm these days I'm very low hassle, and also it's like if anything goes wrong for any reason, good luck getting any sort of warranty or refund on anything. They will always just say it's your fault and tough, but you're gonna have to buy a new one. I got tired of that, so yeah, like I just buy computers now. And it's mostly because, again, less hassle. I got other things I need to manage. I will say, like, one of the perks to, just buying a computer is that, like, anything goes wrong, like, literally I could just, anything short of just taking a hammer to the thing, they'll just replace everything. Just replace it and patch it up for free. Warranties are wonderful. It's a lot of shadow beasts. I don't know, like, I've had... Here's the thing. Like, from many different places, I've had a lot of issues with returning, or, like, not necessarily returning, but, like, actually getting, companies to come clean on warranties for, like, parts, things like that. It's always a hassle. No one ever wants to actually come good on those things. I mean, at least not parts manufacturers. I have issues with that. Alright, let's go ahead and wait, hold on. No, we're good. Wait, hold on. Fire. There we go. Yeah, well, I mean, look, everything is slowly dying. Alright? we're slowly dying right now, and we're sitting here, you know, playing Might and Magic, and we're slowly dying. What are we doing with our lives? But yeah, I mean, most of my electronics, I have so many mostly like old consoles and things like that they're well over 10 years old now. Oddly enough, like my NES, like with a little jiggering, you know, you pull some prongs back in that thing and it still works fine. You know, SNES, that thing still works fine, like 100% fine. All the games still work fine, although the, you know, games that have a save system, you gotta watch out for that. But then, like, my PlayStation 1, that thing doesn't work. It doesn't read discs anymore. PlayStation 2 doesn't work. PlayStation 3, that still works, but I'm sure it's you know, it overheats a little bit. But I try to take very good care of all my electronics. Because I'm, you know, even when they're old, I make use of them. Okay, the Paladin is low on health, but he's gonna be low on health until we can get him healed. So, again, I'm gonna play the offensive game here. Man, it's like, what is anyone doing here on your why are we here? It's Tuesday afternoon. Why are we here? Why are we here, like, watching a text-based adventure game? Although, you know, I'm having a lot of fun with this. You know, even like I even think I could be playing, you know, I could be playing a more modern game. But you know what? I got to be honest, there's very few modern games I'd actually like to be playing over this right now. So I guess that's out the window too. Oh, wooden box. Let's see what's inside. Okay. Oh, a death ray. That's what's inside. And 3 gold and 9 gems. Good times. Oh man, a wooden PC, that'd be... Like, I just remember back to the old TVs that I had. Like, you used to have like like way back, like when I was a kid, it had this big TV and like a wooden... You know, it was one of those CRT TVs and a wooden, like a huge wooden cabinet. And, like, I mean, honestly, I think the cabinet, like the table cabinet, I think that was worth more than the TV itself. And it had, like, knobs. It had knobs on it. Oh, I love that thing. The age of wood, the 80s, like, the 80s, you know, the 80s was kind of the age of wood. You know, like, you had wood panel TVs, some wood panel computers, wood panel speakers, like, everything was wood paneled. And I like that. The Atari, a wood paneled. I like that sort of thing. Yeah, everything's just cheap plastic now. Oh god, I can't handle this. Acid blobs, dino lizards, and harpies. Can we please just run? No, we can't. There's no running from this one. Okay, the harpies, they can take us out. So let's go for them first. Alright, we need to kill the harpies. Like, now. The acid blobs hurt. They hurt a lot. But, I think other enemies are more pressing. We have other more pressing concerns. Come on, stop missing. Alright, Paladin goes down. Paladin down. Okay, can we finish the harpies? No. God damn it. Let's get the Paladin back on his feet. Yeah, a dino lizard or a lizard dino, I don't know. It's like, you know, it's like the difference between, you know, ghost pirates and pirate ghosts. What is the difference? I don't know. Alright, let's go for the harpy. I'm trying to kill those harpies, because they're a problem. Alright, harpies can be a big issue. Okay, everyone took a little damage there. That's okay. Let's go for the Dino Lizard now. I think Lambda can kill the... Oh god, burn goes down. That's not good. Hold on. Let's shoot the Acid Blob. Alright, now let's have Lambda cast Lightning Bolt on B. Okay. Only got the Acid Blob to worry about now. Burn just died. Yeah, Burn was down and they got hit again, so they're dead now. That's fun. Well, I don't know. It's like, you know, see, these days, they're telling me that dinosaurs were birds. They had feathers. I don't know. Nobody can make their mind up. Personally, I think the giant lizard kind of dinosaur, I think that's much cooler than the feather dinosaur. I mean, look, I don't care what science says, alright? I think that feather dinosaurs are just dumb. They just don't look cool, alright? Like, big-ass evil lizards, that's what I want. Okay, we found a cloth sack. Albert, 42 gold each. That'll cover the cost of reviving Burn. That's nice. Oh god, wait, where am I? Hold on. I need to cast a location spell. It doesn't work here. Oh crap, I know where I am. Oh crap. There we go. Oh shit. Oh, this isn't good. Can we run? No, we can't. Oh god, we're gonna die here. This is how we die. There's no chance in hell we can defeat this. We need to try to run away. There we go, we ran. We're at the Inn of Dusk. Save. Now. Good. Okay, so now that we've saved, I need to go to the temple, and we need to do some reviving. So let's go ahead and restore health. Alright, let's restore health. And we gotta bring them back to life. Is anyone else dead? No one else is dead, so let's rest. Alright, we're all good. Our food is a little bit low. We're a little low on food. So, oh, look at that, 200 GP each. Why would I ever pay that much for food? It's ridiculous prices. Man, that could have gone bad. That could have gone real bad real fast. Man, that just reminds me, I love the concept of dire animals. Like, you know, a dire badger. You know, it's the dreaded dire badger. What makes it a dire badger? I don't know, but it's kind of got scales and glowing eyes. So that makes it more badass. Alright, so we're low on food, which is, that can be a problem. But let's keep going. Yeah, I think we'll keep going here. We'll keep grinding a bit. When I run out of food, then we'll fly away on the mage, because the mage has the fly spell. They're basically my Pidgey. So, you know, just like in Pokemon, you can, you know, cast fly and you can go to whatever town you want to go to. It's pretty awesome. So let's cast Leather Skin and Lasting Light. Yeah, that too. The size difference. Forgot about that. Ooh, a Pegasus. It's a unicorn. Quick, let's beat the shit out of it. That horn's gotta be worth something. Oh, look. Oh, man, look. Did you see that? It just said that my alignment slips. So, like, when I attacked the Pegasus, it said your alignment slips. Now, wait a minute. Oh, look at that. Look at that. So, yeah, look, the Paladin was good aligned. Yeah, look, no one is good now. Yeah, take a look at that. Like, yeah, look, Meryl was not evil before. They were neutral, and now they're evil. Yeah, like, oh my god, like everyone's becoming evil now. Like we're becoming neutral and then evil for attacking these Pegasus. That's, that's actually a neat little thing there. That's actually kind of neat. That your alignment can shift depending on what monsters you attack. That's interesting. It's not going to stop me from murdering the shit out of these unicorns, though. Nothing is going to stop me from that. So let's go ahead and cast a lightning bolt on them. I mean, look, those horns, they gotta be worth something, alright? They're valuable on the black market. So let's go ahead and let's do a fire spell. And let's try to kill them before they have a chance to run. Again, we're the heroes of this story. Oh, look, they're running away. See, this is what I was afraid of. I was afraid they'd just run away and I wouldn't be able to claim my loot. So let's kill the rest of them before they have a chance. Let's do a fire spell. And try to kill it before it runs. There we go. 125 EXP. How about loot? Alright, let's go ahead and detect traps. And let's have Albert open it. Oh, boiling oil trap. 3 gold, 16 gems, and a scimitar. That's not terrible. You could do worse. Let's go ahead and rest. So I'm gonna cast, Lasting Light and Leather Skin. So, there is also a purpose to alignment in this game. I mean, oddly enough, like very oddly enough, paladins in this game, like I think you can have an evil paladin. Oddly enough, right? But the thing is there's certain weapons and items. Like there's certain pieces of equipment and certain items that can only be used by either good or evil characters. And if you yeah, so like if you're using like a good weapon and then your alignment slips into neutral or evil, then yeah, you can't use that weapon anymore. So that might be a problem. Lots of acid blobs. Yeah, curved swords. Yep. Alright, let's see. Let's do lightning bolt again. Not much damage. Okay, so lightning doesn't do a whole lot of damage to these guys. So we're gonna have to rely on our physical characters a bit more. Yeah, an anti-paladin. Man, I love the idea of an anti-paladin in certain games. Like I'm thinking, like I know D&D has some kind of anti-paladin. I forget what it's called. I mean, you'd think I'd know because, like, one of the books I have for 3.5 D&D, it's like Champions of Ruin, which outlines a bunch of evil classes. But I like the idea of a Shadow Knight or a Dark Knight or whatever. Yeah, I like that idea. Some people don't. Like, for whatever reason, some people don't like like an ultimate anti-paladin, like the the evil paladin. A lot of people don't like that sort of thing. I don't know why. Paladins, it's like, look, if you have an ultimate good, you should have some sort of ultimate evil character class to kind of counter it, to balance things. And maybe an ultimate neutral class as well. I don't know. What would that be? A druid? I mean, I think druids are like the only true neutral class there is. Alright, let's do electric arrow. Gonna keep it simple. Oh, they're not affected. That's nice. Alright, let's see. Let's do fire spell. So, the acid blobs they're not very vulnerable to any form of magic. That's unfortunate. So I have to rely on the physical characters more. Yeah, a gray paladin. They're just so neutral. Although, I'm just thinking, like in D&D, if a paladin... Like, a paladin in D&D, I'm thinking they don't... like they have to be lawful, right? Is it, I'm trying to remember, is it that they have to be lawful or that they have to be good? Like I know they definitely can't be evil anything, but like I'm trying to remember if like if a paladin could be like lawful neutral. I forget. But if their alignment changes too much, like they lose their class. That is what I remember. Oh, look at that. No loot. No loot at all. Oh, let's rest. Okay, and leather again. Yeah, see, I just wasn't too sure if it's like they had to be both. Like, I know they can have more alignments than just lawful good, but yeah, it's just they have to be lawful. I'm pretty sure they can't be lawful evil. I'm like 99% sure they can't be lawful evil. But, like, they can be lawful neutral or lawful good. It's been a while. Again, it's been a long time. Oh god, the ghouls. I need to stop wandering over to this anti-magic area. It's pretty rough. Although there's some really hard fights. There's like a bunch of lesser devils up ahead, and they'll bend you over. They will bend you over and just kill the party in one hit. Man, even though the paladin, like they have a magic weapon now, but they still have such a hard time hitting anything. And I'm just thinking, so here's the thing, like it's a very rare thing for me to run a D&D game, but I have played it. Like I've played D&D, and so in any form of D&D, my favorite, like I know that like it's kind of a thing, but like for me, there's only really I mean, I think mages are cool. You know, every now and then I'll go necromancer, but for me, there's one class that I love in D&D, at least old school D&D, and that is the Bard. Like, I'm that kind of person. Like, anytime I played D&D, I always went Bard, and I was always that asshole kind of Bard that it wasn't really, you know, like, I was never content to be, like, a support character. The support is fine, but I'd rather do other things, like, you know, like, the stealing, you know, like, focus on those rogue elements, you know? And of course, like, just, you know, beguiling and confusing things with my songs, of course. But I love Bard as a class. In any game that has bards, I usually go Bard. Yeah, I guess, you know, a neutral paladin would be like, I don't know, there has to be, like, there has to be a neutral justice god. I'm trying to remember, like, I think it was, again, it's been a long time, but I think Torm, was it Torm from Forgotten Realms? I think that was a neutral lawful god, I think. Again, I can't remember. Yeah, I'm that kind of player. I really am. I'm, you know, and again, like, even, like, as a DM, you know, I have players that just do all the wrong things, but, you know, it's like when I be a player, I want to do all the wrong things, okay? And clerics are okay, but they're a little too uptight. That's the thing, clerics and paladins alike, they're both a little too uptight for my taste. Again, all about the bard and rogues and necromancers. Gotta have them necromancers. Okay, I guess, yeah, I wasn't too sure. I was like, maybe he's lawful neutral, but yeah, I guess not. Okay, Lambda's unconscious, so let's back up. Let's back up for a second. Well, I mean, you always need a healer. That's the thing. In D&D, you always need a healer. You know, healers are nice. And healers, like in D&D, healers have a whole lot of spells. like clerics have tons of spells relating to like summoning the undead. Like the a cleric with a focus on necromancy is not all that dissimilar from a necromancer mage in D&D. So I guess that's the one kind of cleric that I like. Alright, let's cast a lasting light. But again, it's all about the bard. It's all about like, here's the thing, right? Like in one of the games it's like let's see, I'm trying to think. Yeah, like in one of the games that I both DM'd and played, you know, off and on, it was one of those things where there was multiple bards, like multiple people that enjoyed playing bards, so it was kind of like a bard troupe. And it's kind of funny because like one of the characters, like they had like a little it was like a muskrat or something. They had some little furry animal. It was either a muskrat or a weasel or something. I think it was a weasel. It was like a weasel familiar. And like, so one of the things he'd do is like he'd go into a town and like he'd like go into a tavern or whatever, and he'd have like the little weasel had like a top hat, and he'd like have the weasel, like he'd play music and the weasel would dance, and you know, do a perform check and make money. Like he'd get coins from that, you know, like people throw coins into his hat. But like, that's the thing, it's bard is it's a class of flavor. Like, it is a class that is all about the flavor, you know, just having fun. And that's why I like it a whole lot. I think I've killed everything on this area of the maze, but I'm not done yet. I'm ready. I'm gonna take anyone on. Look, I'm wandering around the maze and nothing is attacking me. The monsters are scared. I think the monsters just might be scared of me. Come on, come at me. What do you got, dungeon? I don't think you got anything. They're all too scared. Yeah, look, I'm not finding anything. This is my dungeon now. Oh god, basilisks. Oh shit, they can kill me in one turn. Oh shit. Basilisks they can turn the whole party into stone. That's a run. Nowhere to run. Fuck. And now everyone gets turned into stone. Why? My hubris. Why? Let's try to fight them, because I don't think we're gonna be able to run. Okay, hold on. How do I want to do this? I can't. They've been turned to stone. Wait a minute. Let me see. Let me see real quick if I have any cleric spells that can help me out with this. Let me see if I have anything that can help. Okay, what have we got? What have we got in the cleric book? Is there any sort of protection from... I have cure paralysis. That's not the same thing as stone, though, is it? Hold on, let me take a look at this. Yeah, they've been stoned. I don't think I have anything that can cure stone. I think that's much later on in the game. What do I have? I have a lot of spells that aren't particularly useful in this situation. Yeah, that's what I've got. Okay, then. Okay, so, let's try to run. That didn't work. Try again. I don't think we're going to be able to do this. The basilisks, they hit really hard, too. Let's try another... Well, okay, look, we're killing them, alright? They are not gods. We can kill them. Okay, burn goes down, that's not good. And we're getting turned to stone. I think everyone just got turned to stone. Yep, that's it. Game over.